Hi there YouTube, today we're going to be looking at a tracking watch for kids which I bought off Amazon today. I've seen lots of them about and I've decided to find different ones, review them and to see how they perform. This is a very cheap tracking watch. There was more expensive ones, but I decided this would be the best thing for battery life. I don't want my daughter to have games and animations to play with, and because I think that will ruin the battery life. But for this watch I want to give it a proper review, not just after a few minutes or a few hours, but a couple of months. So the first video I'm going to show taking it, unboxing it, setting it up, and I'm going to take screenshots of the process of installing the apps, and then come back in a month or two's time, so for viewers later on can realise how the watch functions and whether or not it's good enough. I've put links at the bottom for Amazon for the UK, and I'll put relevant ones as well for Canada, US and other countries. This one here, as far as I'm aware, it's for UK, France, Germany and other European countries. I'm going to be using a GiffGaff chip because I'm on that network anyway, so it will be cheap and I'll get good reception where we live, and we'll see how it is. It's £20, which is about $25, so it seems extremely cheap. Let's have a look and see what it's like. So we've got a USB cable which can obviously go into the computer or to a 3-pin plug. A watch, screwdriver which I believe is to take the back off so you can put the SIM card in. And a small instructions manual. For 20 quid, I've got to say I'm very impressed. I did look at some of the other ones which were more money, but one of them looked a bit big, and I don't like the idea of having LCD displays, like full colour displays, because she's going to be pissing around with it a lot more and wearing the battery out. But it seems, to me, it seems very well made for 20 quid. So if you look at the countries that we've got here, this watch here specifically can go on O2, Orange, T-Mobile, Orange, T-Mobile now, like EE, Vodafone and GiffGaff. GiffGaff runs on O2, and that works in England, Germany, France, Spain and Italy. We're going to be going with GiffGaff. The step one will be to download the app scanning this QR code, which I'm going to do in a minute. I'm going to be using the Android phone, but this works on Apple and Android. First I'm going to take the chip out. According to this, it's not the normal or the nano SIM. We want it set up as a micro SIM. This is a 3-in-1 card, so it should be pretty straightforward. Luckily that's the same one as my phone. I'm going to plug that in, make sure it's all activated, because with these watches you screw the back off, put the chip in and then screw it off. I'm interested as to what this sensor here is for. I think it's one that if the watch gets taken off or removed, it alerts you. This is although it looks very simple, the screen, this is, providing it works okay, this should be just as good as any of the ones which are 4 or 5 or even 10 times the price. It's you can call out from it. It uses GPS, Gprs, GSM and also Wi-Fi as well. Right, that's ready to put in. And in my case I'll be going to giffgaff.com to activate the chip. I don't think I've got to phone them up, which is handy. I'm going to put a link for these GiffGaff chips as well, because there's not many shops that sell them, but they're by far the cheapest provider and offer really good signal, really good customer service. I like the idea as well that it's you don't have loads of call centre staff. It's like a team effort, and that keeps the price down. So let's get the back cover off this. Some protective film. The plan I've got with that GiffGaff, it's £5 for the month, and that gives, I think, 150 minutes, half a gig, and I think 1,000 texts, which should be okay. If it's not, I'll have to change the plan. But there is also, you can also have data specific, you can have purely just data plans on these, and it's 4G. It's a shame these screws aren't magnetic, but for £20, what are you going to expect? Apparently the battery life is good for 4 days, but this is why I plan to do a decent review. I'll come back in a month or two's time and see how it works and how childproof it is. I'm not expecting it to be, you know, a Swiss watch, but there's been mixed reviews for these on Amazon, but a lot of them are unrealistic. At the end of the day, it's £20. It's not a Rolex. So the idea is with these that you can only, the other reason that I went for this tracking watch as well is that once a SIM card is in, the child can't just turn it off, so you can always get through. It's a very small battery, 400 milliamps. That should be That should be pretty good. This is a learning curve for myself. Now putting the SIM card in. As you can see, my hands are probably not best suited to fiddly things like this, so she went better than I thought. Now, just pause the video then, because I suppose that you're not going to want to spend 2 minutes watching a pair of clumsy hands trying to put these screws in. You can't moan though. It's no good saying, it's difficult to do because it's a watch. Don't want a great big bulky thing either. Right. Actually, I want to look inside this and see what the water seal is like. As you can see, there's no sort of gasket or water seal behind the back plate for this watch, which personally I'd rather have paid a bit more money and got something a little more waterproof. However, the case material's very rubbery, so I figure that if the screws are done up as best as possible, it's never going to be waterproof with all these features for 20 quid. But I don't think it would have cost an awful lot more for them to achieve that, and it would be much better. Make sure that I do these tight. Be careful not to break the heads off the screws or chew the heads off. Right, the next bit, according to the instructions, we'll be scanning this QR code on the back to tie in with the application on the phone. I haven't powered this on, so let's see how this works when we press the on button. Battery low, that's what I would have expected. We're going to use this, I'm going to use an old iPhone charger and sort out the rest of it. Right, I'm looking into setting the watch up now through the APN settings, and the way that it's written in here isn't particularly clear in my eyes, especially for someone that's I'm from more of a technical background. Then it's occurred for me to scan the QR codes. Now this is obviously GiffGaff, so I'm going to try this through the app, take a screenshot and see how see if we're able to connect through to the tracking watch. So the problem that I had with scanning all these QR codes is using the QR code reader. By the time you zoom in, it's no good. So what I've done, there we are, GiffGaff, like that, the one we want. Scanned it. And then that will give you just this bit of information here. Would have been easier to have typed it out, but I am very lazy. I then use that information, that then gets text to the number that this is registered to. So it's not particularly difficult. I've gone through the rest of these steps now and I have to say so far I'm really impressed with this watch. For the price of it, it's very accurate, especially with the GPS. The app's very user friendly. It takes a little bit getting used to, but just going through these 10 steps, it's all really started to make a lot of sense. You know, and then you start to go through, you put in, there's SOS, emergency contacts, you can monitor the device as well, like listening in, phoning without alerting them. You can schedule the do not disturb time for when they're in school. There's alerts as well if the battery's low, if there's an SOS distress signal, which is the one that's pressed here, or if the device is removed. This is what I thought. There's a little sensor here. You can set all the different contacts that this device can call. You can even add other devices and monitor those through the same app. You can talk through and send messages. To be honest, there's no less or more features that you can get with this device than the more expensive ones. The only difference is there isn't, you know, a more advanced display. Well, like I said, if there's games and other distractions, what's going to happen? They're going to go keep using it, wearing the battery out, and then when you need to find where they are, it's no good. But I'm going to see how this goes, see how well it's, see if it's as see how durable it is. I mean, it's only £20, but I think people would like to know whether they can pay an extra 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds and have a watch that lasts a year or two rather than a few weeks. So keep an eye out for a link within this window and we'll have a follow up and see how it performs, and we'll have then some true realistic data on how long the battery lasts for. I've already seen it's very accurate. you know, you're talking within a couple of meters. I'll take some extra screenshots, put those within this video, and that should hopefully be quite helpful for you. But so far I have to say I'm really impressed with this. I really like it, and for the price, £20, that's what, $25, $26 at the most, including next day delivery. I'm going to add in links as well for GiffGaff. So if you're in the UK, I'd say they're a great plan to go with. £5 a month is a good price for peace of mind, and if it works off, I'm going to see how much data gets used within this account, and it may even work out cheaper to have a £20 voucher on and then just keep using it until the data runs out, rather than letting it have a month plan. But I'll be updating hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and in a couple of weeks from there, and see how my little girl gets on with this, and hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you've got any comments, please feel free to make them, and we'll go from there. Right, Brooks?
Yeah.
Look.
Cheese.
Yeah, cheese, darling. Now, what have I got you?
What is it?
I got you a present, haven't I? What have I got you?
Lego?
No, not Lego.
You have to give it.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
What is it?
Right, hold out your hands and close your eyes.
What's that?
It's a special watch. Can I open it? Or do you want Daddy to open it?
Me.
Just for your present. Come here then, no.